Hello friends, my name is Sabi, and in today's video we'll discuss about split method and string modification using indexing. But before that, let's summarize what we have covered so far. Strings are sequences of characters enclosed within quotes, and we can manipulate them in various ways, such as converting the entire string to upper or lowercase, as well as capitalizing the first letter of each word. One essential point to remember is that strings are immutable, meaning that any modification to a string creates a new Python object in the memory. Now let's explore some string method discussed so far. The capitalize method capitalizes the first character of the string. It is particularly useful when you need to capitalize the first letter of a sentence or first character in the host name. Upper method is to capitalize the entire string and have all the characters in uppercase. You can use the upper method for that. It is handy when manipulating data for a database or when you need the case to be in all caps. Lower method allows you to convert the entire string to lowercase. The title method is used to capitalize the first character of every word in the string. The swap case method converts all uppercases to lowercase and all lowercase letters to uppercase. By applying these methods, you can effectively manipulate and transform strings to suit various formatting and presentation requirements. So in this video, we'll cover two main topics: the split method and the string modification using indexing. Split method returns a list of strings after breaking the given string by specified separator. So the string dot split under the parenthesis will have separator and the max split. So what is this separator is? The string splits at this specified separator. If not provided, then default value is white space. The max split, the parameter times string will be split. If not provided, then there is no limit. We already discussed about this method: capitalize, swap case, title, lower, upper. And now we'll discuss about split. We have a router variable with the values of a string. We apply a split method. The split method takes our string and adds each items to our ordered list. By default, the split method will identify the space in the string as a specific separator that is being used to separate our strings into order list, and then using the indexing we will figure out the values which we want to fetch it. For example, the variable router will have a string Cisco 7600 iOS. So this is a string, and then using the split method we separate this in an order list. Now using the index we fetch the information that is needed. So it is common to use default method for split. But split provides us two parameters that we can use to split our string. The first parameter is going to be separator. By default, string use a space as the default separator. But in this example, we have a MAC address. So the type of the MAC address is string. Now we want to separate this, so using a split method, and now the separator will be colon. Using colon, we will create this one in a order list, and then we can fetch the information using the index method with the list, and we can fetch information from this. So now we can see that now we can use the max split parameters. These parameters allow us to split a string in n amount of times. If we take a look at the example, we have an IP address and we will split that with the separator value as dot, and then we can use max separator, for example 1. This tells the split method to only split our string one time. By using the split method of 1, we are separating our IP address at the first octet, which will separate our IP address string into a list of two items. The first item will be the first octet, and then we will have the second item will be remaining string. And if I use 2 or 3, then it will separate accordingly. So the split takes our string and adds each items to a order list By default, the split method will identify space in the string as the specified separator that is used to separate our string in an order list. So next we'll discuss about the modifying, how we'll modify a string. When working with list, every items in the list has an index. We have seen before. So string characters have index as well. When we access the indexes in a string, we call this as slice indexing. With slicing, we are able to grab specific characters in a string based on their index value. So the command use in this is string with the square bracket, the beginning index, ending index, and the steps. So the beginning index is basically where the slice of the string starts. The end, where the slice of the object ends, know that the ending index value is not included in the return string. And the steps is optional parameter that determines the increment between each index. So let's take an example, and till now we covered about the methods and split. Now we will be covering about indexing. So in our example, IP address, notice that the first index of our string 192.168.1.1. So this is a string, and notice that the first index of our IP address is going to be a 0th position. So the last index, it will be a 10th position, and if we start from right of our IP address, notice that the first character is going to be 5 and the index is -1. So if I'll have index of 11 which is not there, I'll get a syntax error. If I use -1, then it will be the last one. So if we go from right to left, the first position, the first character that it has is 0th position, and based on that it starts with 0, 1, 2 and so on. If we want to access the last character of a string, then it starts with -1. So on, -1, -2, 3 and so on. The real power of slicing is when you can slice a range. Similarly, IP, first character for beginning with 4, index of 4, and then ends with 7. So which gives us at 168. So for example, we have a variable host name and router 1. So now if I want to access what is the host name from starting from the 9th position to the end is what router 1. Like in our example, we can strip the data that we can do. So as I said, the real power of slicing is when we can slice a range. This is when you slice from the beginning index to an end index. So we have a host name router 1, and we want to know about the second value, right? So what is the value starting from 9 till the end? So 9 colon, if we don't mention anything, it's set to be as the last character. So like in our example, we can strip the data. So we have an IP address 192.168.1.1, and now we want to grab specific information from that. For example, we can say that IP, if we left nothing with the beginning index and then just mention colon 3, that means start from the beginning and end till 3rd position. That means 0, 1, 2. The 3rd position is 0, 1, 2. So we'll fetch the information as 192. The same applies to the ending index if you have a value of the starting index such as -3. In the example, if you do not put a value in the ending index, it will automatically assume to be the end of the string. So 1.1. Giving the string, we will have an IP 192.168.1.1. Now we will use the optional step parameter. The step parameters allows you to grab every second, third or fourth characters in between the beginning index and the ending index. So here is example, IP with the 0 colon 11 colon 2. That means starts from the 0th position, end at the 11th position, and then stepwise you need to go with 2. So that means we'll grab 1, then second we will left 1 step, then we'll grab 2, then we'll leave the dot, and then we'll grab 1. Again we'll leave 6 value. Here we'll use an optional step parameters. The step parameters allow you to grab every second, third or fourth value character. In between the beginning index and the ending index, it starts with 0, ends with 11. That means the entire string. And the step is 2. So we'll start with the 0th position and then the second position. We'll leave the third one, then fourth position. We'll leave the fifth one and then sixth position. And then the value we'll get is 121811. A given string device equals to catalyst 9600, at which Python index position is a letter Y. So we can grab letter Y. If we will go from right to left, we'll have device and the fifth position. And if we will come from left to right, from the last till Y, then we will have device, fifth position is Y, right, going from right to left. And then coming from left to right, the -8 will be the Y position of the catalyst 9600. Thank you for watching this video.